That's my name.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Comic Book Production Report. I'm Ryan Cardinal. I go by the Ryan Cardinal on all my social media. And yeah, welcome to this, which is the first time that I'm going to be doing one of these. So with this is kind of like a throwback to the old Akira Production Report, where you get to see behind the scenes of what's going on. So I want to do this kind of daily wouldn't it be behind the scenes? Nah, I just want to bring you in to show you what I'm doing. So exactly what I'm working on right now is my story, KAYAS, a story of Blood and Stone. And this is a comic book that I've been working on writing for about quite a while now. 2005 is when I came up with the initial idea, and I finally decided to pull the trigger and actually step forward with it this year. So I've been working on it for quite a bit. I'll show you some of the pages that I have been doing. So this is some of the artwork from page 1. And the story that I have in here, this isn't the locked in story. This is kind of almost just a placeholder until I get the finalized version in. But definitely have the story locked in. But obviously dialogue's got to change and stuff like that to fit the panels and so on and so forth. So yeah, I just kind of want to show you what the artwork is going to look like for the comic book project once it is completed. The comic book itself will be in black and white. And one of the reasons for that is I have a definitive soft spot for manga and black and white comic books. I just like the way that they look. No knock against color by any means. I love color comic books, but for me and what I'm doing with this comic book project, I want to be able to get it out to the people that want to read it as soon as possible. And the best way for me to do that is to do it in black and white. The coloring style, I can color it, but then that just adds more time. And I haven't found a colorist yet that fits the look that I'm looking for the book. So not terribly concerned about that. That'll be something that happens down the road. But for right now, my concern is getting the book completed and into the hands of the people that want to read it. So black and white is the best way I can do that, and that's what I'm aiming for. But for today, what I'm working on, the plan is I have some new pages that I'm working on. I'm up to page, let's see, this is page 29. And for the book itself, I'm shooting for a 48-page book that I will be crowdfunding. And with stretch goals up to 56 and possibly 64 pages. And then that'll kind of like work out the first little chunk of the story. Now with the book itself, it's not a one-shot. Like, this is an ongoing thing. One of the things that I really like about manga is the story just keeps going, you know. I love American style comic books, but the storytelling vibe of it, I don't like how can I put it, the condensation of it. Like, there's no room for some part of the stories to breathe. And what I really love about manga is they will allow like a 4 or 5 page, like almost just like a breather, and they'll just let the panels flow. And I really like that kind of stuff. So that in the end, that's what I'm aiming for, is so when all of this gets compiled, I want to be able to do a digest version of it just like a manga, and you can sit down and read the whole thing through and through. But to get there, I think doing it in 48-page chunks and doing the comic book releases almost as like limited edition releases, because once they're printed, they're not going to be reprinted, and then those will kind of become the collector items, so to speak. At least that's the idea, that's the plan. And then eventually just get it to the point where it is self-sustaining, and I can keep doing these books over and over and over again and get the whole story out there, because the story itself is long. It's no mini arc. There's no five comic book graphic novel and then it's finished. It's like, oh no, this is going to be probably about like 700 pages. Like, it's a lot of work, but I'm looking forward to getting it done. So yeah, what I'm showing you right now, these are the pages that I have on my docket for today that I want to not necessarily get finished, but tightened up to the point where I can get into the inks on them really good. And another thing that I'm going to be working on right now, I'm also working on a trailer for the release when I do the crowdfunding campaign. And these are all the still shots that I am working on for the trailer for KAYAS, A Story of Blood and Stone. So I want to work on these, get these locked in, because it really helps set the mood and the environment when the trailer comes out for the crowdfunding campaign. High action, high energy, super intense, just because that's how the book is going to be. So this is what I'm working on today. Hopefully I can chip away at enough of it over the next couple days here, bang it out, and I'm also hopping back and forth between the editing of the trailer. So it's not just the comic book I'm doing, I'm also doing the editing myself on the trailer. Trying to wear as many hats as I can. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm working on today. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. You can get a hold of me either in the comments section here, or you can follow me on all my social media. I am the Ryan Cardinal. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, pretty much anything that's social media. Just put in the Ryan Cardinal and I'm there. And also I have a Patreon set up. The link will be in the description below, and if you want to help contribute to the development of this story, I'm going to be crowdfunding maybe in April of next year, 2019. That's kind of the idea. That's the plan. So up until then, I'm going to be doing these production reports, let everybody know what's going on, and I do have a storyboard gig coming up in the new year, and that's going to eat up a chunk of my time. So for December and the first part of January, I want to try and work as much as possible on this book, bring everybody that's out there watching this, bring you along, let you in, see what I'm doing, and just kind of show you what goes into it on my end. And if you like this content, be sure to hit the subscribe button. That way you can keep up with any of the videos that I release. And also, if you have any questions about the program that I use, which is Clip Studio Paint, I'm going to be making a couple tutorials on that as well, or you can get a hold of me directly as to what I'm doing. I really love the program, so I'm always willing to share any advice or experiences that I've had with it. But that pretty much wraps it up for today. Just want to keep it small, short, simple, and let you see where I'm at and where I get to over the next couple days. So that is the first edition of the comic book production report. I hope it was somewhat informative. I will be going into more elaborate stuff in other videos as to like the origin of the story, all that kind of stuff. But today is just kind of like test the waters, see how it is, and let everybody know what's going on. So that's it for right now. Everybody have a good day, and I will talk to you soon. Peace.